What up? What's happening? Back at it again, episode 25. It's the Wrap Up Podcast. How you feeling, bro?
Feeling good, man. Maintaining, can't complain. How about yourself?
No doubt. I'm feeling pretty good, man. Maybe not as good as Dame. Not as good as Damian Lillard.
For
but,
real.
you know, I'm doing alright. Shout out to
was busting, man.
Game time, Dame time, baby.
You right.
Yo, he lit it up yesterday. That was a hell of a game. 50 points and the game winner. That was special, man. That was nice to see. That even though the record might not show it or look like it, and we kind of touched on this last episode. 4-1 sounds like, you know, it wasn't much of a challenge, but this was by far, to me, the best first round series.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I agree. The best first round series.
I agree.
don't think it's even close. Definitely the most entertaining. So we'll see what happens with a lot of these second round matchups. But I don't want to get too deep into basketball because you know we'll definitely go down that rabbit hole. You know how it is with us in sports, especially with hoops, right? And we'll talk about that all day, man. Want to get into some other stuff, music related. We got a lot going on, but I want to jump it off with Lil Nas X. So I think it's fair to say this is the biggest song it's the biggest song in the world right now.
Yeah.
It's the biggest song in the country for sure.
It's the biggest song.
Biggest song in the country. It happens to be a country song. I guess.
It's a gimmick.
It is. Okay. So I actually got a little bit of flack and blowback for this because everybody seems to like Old Town Road. I think personally, it's whack.
Trash.
Not a fan of Old Town Road. But I'm glad that the young man is getting the type of notoriety.
Oh, no doubt.
And the fact that, you know, he doing his thing. So I never want to discourage anybody from, you know, doing what they do. Hell, I doubt that I am discouraging him. But I don't want to make it seem like it's hating. It's just it ain't my cup of tea. It ain't my move. But I like the fact that it's getting the buzz that it's getting, and mainly because of the reason why. I maybe I'm wrong. I don't think he's getting as much buzz because the song is that good, but more so the fact that the country charts pulled it down in the beginning, saying that this isn't a country song. Yeah,
so he had to get a country star to
jump down on it. Yeah. So I think that helped a lot. Maybe it kind of pushed it even more to the forefront. The song was already busting.
Yeah.
So I don't want to take too much away from the fact that he already had a hit song. But then when they took it down off the charts and said, well, it doesn't have enough country elements, blah, 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 blah. And then Billy Ray Cyrus jumped on it and said, well, you know, if this ain't country enough for you, then I don't know what is. So
that's kind of boss, though, man. What if he made the call to Billy, like, yo, Billy, I need you to go and jump down on this? I doubt it.
I'm pretty sure it was the other way around. Like, Billy was just like, jump down on this, like, yo, like, we finna get busy.
Molly was like, Daddy, help this dark man.
Help the darkness, everybody. Yo, what if that happened in rap? Then it's like, you know, some young shorty up and coming or whatever, and people was, you know, hating on his song, and all of a sudden somebody like a Nas or LL or Jay-Z got a hold of it, and it was like, yo, I'm finna do you a solid, jump on here and give you a fire verse, and then just like disappear into the background.
It happened already.
What?
When Cardi got on City Girls track. So we done seen that movie already, big.
I guess so.
Because that track is trash. I don't care what nobody says.
That's some more bad music. Yo, that is. Yo, I
don't care what nobody says.
They are so trash, dog. But they getting played.
Yeah.
And hey, I guess Cardi jumped down with it, and it. Yeah, that's another bad one. That's another bad one. But I guess going back to said it already happened. I ain't even think of that. I like the way you put that together. But going back to Lil Nas X, Dave East says that he was like, "Yo, this is trash. This song is whack." I don't know if he got on. He was on some platform. I don't know if he went like Instagram Live.
He was on Instagram.
Okay, on Instagram Live, and he got on there and said, "Yo, this is whack." And I'm thinking like, yo, I actually sent it to you, and I was like, "Yo, Dave talking that talk. Yeah, this is whack." But he got a little pushback for it. It's like, "Yo, let the young man eat" or whatever. I think he took it down. He actually reposted another video of him actually playing Old Town Road in the background. I think that might have just been like trying to get back at him a little bit, or like a little subliminal jab or whatnot. But Lil Nas X had a interview saying like, "Yo, I got the #1 song in the world. Why would I care about what Dave East thinks?" Now, on one end, I feel him on that. If anybody don't like the song, I don't think he should pay too much attention to it. But on the flip side of that, what are you going to do with this newfound fame and fuel?
So what? He the new Cowboy Troy? Like, so what was? I don't know what his next move. You came out with this as your first move. He never stated if he was blending the genres together. He just said, "Yo, I like country, and this is what it is."
None of his other songs sound anything like this.
Now, track 2 can't sound like you from straight Florida. It can't.
But that's my thing. He already has other music that's been released, and it sounds nothing like this, dog. Not even close. I think he's from Georgia.
It's a gimmick. I ain't got time for that, man. I told you when I listened.
Sounds very gimmicky.
When I listened to that 2 minutes of it was, I wanted all
you
of it.
You wanted all your minutes. Yeah,
I wanted all of it back because
I feel you.
Because I didn't want to say it was whack. Like I told you, I didn't want to say it was whack until I listened to it.
Right.
I'm quick to say something is bad.
Yeah.
I listen. Okay, the beat is okay, so I kept rocking. I used to like Achy Breaky back when I was a short. I said that they got Billy Ray, so that's already 2 elements that got me going. Yeah. Then when I saw the video and I just saw all of it put together, it was trash and a half, man. It was bad.
Just bad altogether.
It was. And my thing is, why does Dave East have to apologize or pull something down because of his critique?
That's my thing. It's like, that's your opinion. That's your opinion.
We so sensitive now, man.
We really are. And like,
uber sensitive.
Why though? I mean, you should be able to have your opinion on whether somebody is dope or not. You know how this. If this was back in the early 90s or the 80s or even the early 2000s, if somebody would have came out and said this, it would have just been beef. It would have been beef on wax, and then it would have been like, "Yo, I'ma diss you, you gonna diss me, and then we'll let the streets settle." Like, who won? That would have been the end of it.
Absolutely.
Not that I want to see a Dave East versus Lil Nas X beef. I don't want to see that because, come on, I don't think Lil Nas.
These ain't ready for that Florida Georgia line to come on them, man. That Rascal Flats in the
Rascal Flats. He said, "I got Rascal Flats and Garth Brooks in the tuck."
Pull Shania Twain out this joint. Hit him with the hook.
Yo,
you don't want it, man.
Twain. Yo,
get his Johnny Cash on. We know too much about country.
We do. Yeah, we know the heavy hitters. Yeah. We know the heavy hitters. We know the heavy hitters. That's about it. Get your.
Chesney.
That's what I was gonna say. Kenny Chesney. Because he needs you another brother. Oh man. Yeah.
So it ain't no more Hootie. Hootie still down, right?
Was Hootie country? Hootie and the Blowfish was.
Yeah, that's country. I guess
they was kind of country. Yeah. I ain't heard nothing about no Hootie in a minute. Hootie.
What's a Hootie?
What the hell is Hootie?
What's a Lil Nas? I ain't gonna say that. Man. What's a Lil Nas X? I'm gonna say it.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah, really. And you know what? I saw something today. Like, he said, he meant no disrespect to Nas because he's one of the greatest rappers ever, and he's thinking about changing his name.
I thought his name was like Nas or something. His real name.
I don't know. I don't think so. Not if he's thinking about changing it.
Yeah, I'm not investing too much else into my man. He can do it. Well, if the kids want to big him up. I'm not gonna stop nobody or hate on nobody for making money. It's not for me. I still say it's trash.
Yeah,
Two fingers, whatever. If he want to call himself X Nas Little, That's fine with me.
X Nas Little, formerly known.
For real, whatever. If you want to just get a symbol and put on his face or something, you know, that's do your thing,
be a cowboy
man.
Hat.
As long, a buckle.
The young kids now, it's gonna be an emoji.
As long as you making money, you ain't out here killing nobody, hurting nobody, or getting drugged out.
That's all
hey, do what you need to do for you and your fam, but don't hate on me or be mad at me if I say your stuff suck.
Yeah, and it's trash. Because it's trash. It's whack. My kids love it.
Word?
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
That's my thing. You know, they 10, 11, 7, 6, 4. They should be.
Oh, I thought you were about to go down. Homeless.
Oh, nah. It's.
I'm like, you puzzled, man. Like,
nah. I know how old my kids is. But hey, you're making me look bad on TV.
Oh, man.
It's like, yo, maybe that's the demographic who this was meant to be for.
Hey.
I don't know. But
great marketing, whoever it was, whatever white man, that's a white man behind them. Whatever white dude you got with you.
Because they called up, it was like,
for real.
Billy, can you hop on this and help out the little guy?
Yeah. So whoever he got,
we need some assistance.
Running his bus right now, big ups to them. Whatever they doing, it worked.
Hey, keep running it, but let's see what you got in the bag for number 2.
Yep.
I don't know if you. I think he might be a one-shot flame. Like what's buddy Jaquan with the Tipsy.
Yeah.
He was one and done. I think we might see one and done. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he got something else that come out that's dope, and then I could be like, yo, Lil Nas X came back with something that I actually mess with.
Yeah.
I hope that's the case. I just don't see it happening. But I mean, nonetheless, we'll see what plays out. But I want to shift over to the better Nas.
The Nas that I acknowledge.
The Nas that I know.
Oladara Jones.
Right. Nasir Jones Escobar. So if you don't know, you're getting ready to learn something. As you just said before, right off the air, it's like you finna be and learn something. You finna be and learn something. So Nas is really stacking up some dope investments over the last few years. And just to kind of go through some of the things that he's done recently, he's invested in over 100 plus companies, and this portfolio may make him one of the next hip-hop billionaires. So Pluto TV, it was acquired by Viacom for $340 million. Now, one thing, a disclaimer here is because I was like, all right, well, if you add all of these up, you're already a billionaire. He was just an investor or percentage owner in these companies. So just because it sold for 340 didn't mean he got all 340.
Like them cats saying Usher owned the Cavaliers.
Yeah, the Cavs. It is like an Nelly, yeah. I was like, yeah, it didn't quite work like that. Or Jay-Z owned the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
Nah, he owned a small percentage of that. Then he got, finagled out of it. But that's another story. We'll talk about that later. So Pluto TV acquired by Viacom for $340 million. Then he had PillPack, which was acquired by Amazon for $1 billion. Also Ring, the Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
Also, now this is the one that I knew about. This is one of the ones that I knew about. Also acquired by Amazon for $1 billion. Dropbox.
See, I didn't know about the Dropbox.
I didn't know about Dropbox. This one was dope. For $10 billion. $10 billion.
Shout out to
by
Nas
valuation.
Agent, man.
Yeah. Like, who is he? Who is that guy? And can you manage me?
That's what Sincere really wanted to do.
You know what I'm saying? This is the real. This is coming into fruition. Lyft by valuation for $15 billion. So the only two that I really knew about was Ring and Lyft.
And I know Shaq in on Ring too.
Yeah. Before it got sold, I know that originally the dude who had Ring was on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And nobody bought it. nobody bought it, or it's like he didn't like the offer, something like that. But then after seeing it, Nas jumped down on it. A few other people jumped down on it, and then eventually, I think it was just last year, or it might have been 2017, but I'm almost positive it was 2018 that they ended up getting Ring. Amazon ended up selling Ring.
Okay.
So, shout out to Nas for, handling and managing his money very well. Especially coming from the fact that not too long ago, he was having some money troubles.
Yeah.
And so this just lets you know just how much you can turn it around and be able to come right up out of that. What do you think is the most impressive part? Do you think it's how many investments that he has that has been successful, or is it just the amount of money that they're actually selling for?
I don't think either of those to me are the most impressive. What's most impressive to me is, well, you can't really, because they're different spokespeople, but he's not quote unquote Diddying himself for the companies. But Diddy is a brand that you want out in front of your company, so it's kind of different. So I can't
want him to be that.
Yeah,
face.
I can't really say that. But if that's about 7 that you shot out, 2 of them I knew, but the other 5 I was like, that's estimate. I think it was like 7 to 5, and was like, yo, that's like, I wouldn't have had. Not saying he wasn't a smart cat and can't do it. That's the kind of stuff that when you really making money, no one knows about. The ones that's vocal about the production deals and I've signed to this with this and blah blah blah, you just pretty much a face. Like, I didn't know Puff didn't own Ciroc until I read in the magazine that he's just the spokesperson.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he got a stake in it, but he's not the sole
owner of
owner of Ciroc. So I'm like, yo, shut up. And you'll be surprised probably how much his percentage is to all of that.
Yeah, it's so I did know. I don't know what that percentage looks like. I don't know what that may entail. I mean, obviously, we already know he's checking a good bag.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's first of all, it's really it depends on what you're marketing. When you're marketing alcohol, you want to have a face in front.
You got to be in front of it,
right? Because I mean, let's look on the flip side of this for Nas. He's a spokesperson for Hennessy. And when he's advocating or he's doing things for Hennessy, you want to see Nas's face out.
And you know what? That fits Nas' brand when you think
it does.
Well, we've in later life, not later life, but later times turned Hennessy into like turn up drink, but Hennessy was the cool man cognac,
super laid back.
So it fits Nas, whereas Ciroc is we about to get the party started.
Turn up. That's Diddy.
Yeah, so that fits.
Yeah, you absolutely right. The persona of what you get behind a Hennessy and what you get behind a Ciroc fits the person. So I mean, those things make sense. Mass Appeal is another one.
Yep.
With the
founder,
magazine,
I think, of Mass Appeal.
Yeah, he's one of the founders of Mass
record
Appeal.
label, all that.
Yeah, so that one was huge. I'm just over here scrolling, looking at some more. The Robin Hood app. I didn't know he did that.
Oh, I didn't know he did Robin Hood app.
Yeah, I did not know he was on the Robin Hood app.
I've been on Robin Hood for a long time and did not know.
Yeah, so I'm not on Robinhood. I'm on Acorns, but since very similar.
What's his net worth?
That's a good question.
They probably had like 60 something on there.
60 million?
Yeah.
Hell nah.
If not 60, they ain't gonna be over 80.
You don't think so? Nah, they gotta have. Wow, you right. 60.
Yeah.
This is definitely got to be wrong.
But most of that stuff, you can't take it into account until he either sell whatever percentage or the stock that he has. So there's no dollar amount on it.
But usually once a lot of these things sell, like so when Ring sold and they sold the entire company. So for $1 billion or whatever, and Dropbox for $10 billion.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that once it's sold, You just cutting a check at this point.
Yeah, but
the same way they did with Dre for beats.
But once they but let's say he did sell Dropbox. Let's use Dropbox. If he sold Dropbox, to my understanding, if he's still considered a minority owner in that, he hasn't gotten a check.
Because so he's just still getting a percentage off.
He's just still on the.
So
I take that back because I believe he would get a yearly dividend.
You would think off of what it just sold for, and you were already, a partial owner of it, and it just sold for this. You should be.
Well, that may be an increase because I remember one time when he was going through his troubles about 5 years ago. My man had like $8 million. He was down there with DMX in terms of net worth.
Yeah.
So
they repoed one of his one of the trucks or something like that.
So that may be legit.
Yeah.
So he may be on his. Yeah. Good work, Nas, man.
Great work. I mean, it's.
So now we know why Khalees was trying to get so much for Baby Night.
She already knows.
She was like, "Yo, man, you got business on business."
You got right. She over there, trying not to burn her grilled cheese that she cooking and whatever. Let me stop. She might be a great cook. Who knows?
Yeah, she had a cooking show.
Yeah, I know, but
they got beef, don't they? Like new beef,
something like that. Yeah, supposedly, like they said, he used to physically abuse her or something like that. I don't know. Could be.
Hey, everybody been mad at one point.
What you trying to say, Steph?
I ain't never hit nobody.
I did.
You know what I'm saying? But I've been angry. And I understand if it happens.
You don't want to see me when I'm mad.
For real, man. Yo,
hey, women don't push you there though. So I mean, I get it. I'm not trying to say nothing about saying that she deserved it but I mean, we should get off this. It's no
ain't
good.
No good coming from
that.
It's
no good. Yeah. Let's backpedal about it.
I'm too big for somebody to think I'm hitting somebody.
Sure, you know what? That you're damn right.
But I understand.
Yeah. I do too. I understand. But we don't advocate for that, ladies. We ain't putting our hands on nobody over here at the Wrap Up Podcast. So, put that in your blog. I'm scared now.
No, you good, man. You good.
Yo, so shout out to Nas for all of his investments. That's pretty dope, man. You don't see a lot of that, but I think it's good to be able to acknowledge when you see rappers, actors, hoopers be able to say, hey, you know what? I can stand on my own too without just this one talent. Don't put me in a box. I have so many different things to offer. So I think he did a really good job of targeting startups that he saw had massive potential, and then he saw just how much it blew up. And it's working into his advantage. So I think that's pretty dope. Super dope. Shout out to Nas. So the next joint that I wanted to talk about is maybe on the other end of the spectrum when it comes to talented and bright rappers. Kodak Black.
That's clown.
Yo, Kodak Black is wilding right now. I know it's been a lot over the past few weeks. I guess it all kind of started with I'll say insensitive remarks that he made toward Lauren London. If you've been under a rock and you don't know, he made some very insensitive comments toward Lauren London after the passing of Nipsey Hussle. Kind of towards the realm of saying like, yo, he'll give her a year to mourn or cry, and then he's basically gonna try and bag Lauren London, or he gonna shoot his shot.
Hey, no, I'm not gonna say that.
Nah, speak on it.
You know me, my mind just always go first, and my filter's bad.
I dig it.
She let Lil Wayne rock, man. So who's to say he might have been thinking not even a
thinking like, oh, if Lil Wayne had it, I got a shot for real.
Not even a sugarcoat what my man did. That was off, and it was a very inopportune moment. But Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne seemed like a cool cat, so I can see how beauty is skin. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. See, we gonna get ourselves in some trouble on this show today. 25 is live. Yo, so but
Barry Bonds.
Yeah, on some real though. obviously what he said and the way he said it, I think was very insensitive. What I had even more of a problem with was the manner in which he tried to apologize. Yeah. His apology was, if I said anything to offend you or disrespect you, which I didn't.
That's never an apology when someone says, if I offended you.
And then he said he didn't. How can you speak for somebody else saying that whether or not you did or didn't offend them? And then tries to, top it off with an apology. So I thought that was pretty whack. But in the midst of all of that, he had a couple of people try to come and G-check him on some, like, yo, you shouldn't be saying that, and you gotta apologize and watch your mouth type, woo, 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 whatever. One of them was The Game. The other happened to be T.I. So T.I. says, yo, Kodak, we gotta talk. You gotta fix this expeditiously. So Kodak didn't take too kindly to the. I'm not even gonna say threats. I don't think The Game or T.I. threatened him. I think they just let it be known that what he said was unsavory. He got to watch what he's saying, and that he needs to clean up the way that it came out. So I don't know if maybe he's just too big to apologize on a more grand scale, other than, if I made you mad or if I disrespected you, which I didn't, I'm sorry. I think first of all, that's a whack ass apology. But I guess that's all he wanted to give, and that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough for them, and rightfully so. I understand that. But after that, it's been little jabs back and forth between T.I. and Kodak. So
my thing is, if T.I., The Game, whoever want to say something about whatever, if you're going to be the sensitivity police, be the sensitivity police for everything that's done wrong or you think it's not right. Don't pick and choose when you want to be. Everybody loves Nip. We get it. I understand. But you can't pick and choose when you want to be the sensitivity piece. Because I'm pretty sure if this was another MC, they wouldn't have been saying anything about it. So just because the light of the character that he's talking about, yeah, I get if that was your man's, I get that $100,000. But still, the sensitivity police, we know what he's doing right now. It's trolling. It's getting clicks. All of that. That's what he's doing.
So I think it's more than the fact that it's just at another rapper. I think it's the time and the way that it came across. It's like this man had just. I don't think Nip was. Nip had passed for like a week.
Do you expect anything different from Kodak though?
That's a good point. This is right up his alley in regards to the just.
Yeah, when he said I wasn't shocked at all.
Yeah,
and no one should be.
I feel
because that's That's been Kodak. You know what I mean?
So, That's a good point. So if you know him and you know the type of dude he is, and he's someone who says and does things for the shock value, you gotta expect these kind of things to just come with it. I mean, because you're right. Prior to this, he was talking about how he would still get at Young M.A.
Yep.
And she is clearly on the other team.
Yeah.
So
they didn't come up and say, hey, you need to stop disrespecting that woman because she's still a woman.
Yeah.
They didn't say you need to stop. So we can't decide
that. You make a very, very
when
good point.
We want to be offended or when we want to be upset.
You make a very good point.
Even if they didn't know Nipsey, I don't know the relationship. I'm pretty sure The Game may have known Nipsey, but still, if we gotta, put air in all the tires, not just two.
I feel you on that. You make a very strong and valid point. It's like, yo, if you're gonna be mad about this, be mad about everything. Because you're right. They didn't come to the aid of Young M.A. Not saying that she needed
not saying she needed it.
Right. She and neither did Lauren. Because I don't know, maybe I'm missing it, but I'm almost pretty sure that Lauren London hasn't said anything in regards to what's going on with what Kodak Black has said. And something like this has gotten back to her. So it's not like a lack of wherewithal or a lack of knowing. She's not ignorant to the situation. It's just that she doesn't care to indulge in, this type of verbal sparring.
Yeah.
And you're right. They very quickly came to the aid of Lauren London. But when he was wilding and saying all of this stuff about young M.A., nobody batted an eye. So I get it. You're absolutely right with saying, like, hey, if you're gonna raise a fuss about this, raise a fuss about everything that he does, and not just him, for anybody else who get the wilding or jumping out of pocket with whatever they say. So that I understand. But now I want to shift more focus towards him directing things directly at T.I. now. So T.I. got to expect that, because he opened up. Not saying what T.I. said was wrong. I don't want nobody to think what T.I. did was wrong. But for T.I. to step into a realm that, quote unquote, didn't really involve him, he opened up himself to whatever Kodak got in the clip for him. So that's something you got to run with. You got to be prepared for that. Just like if you get hit, if you hit somebody, you have to be prepared to get hit back. So he's getting hit. I dig that. My thing though is, if this is about you and T.I. and you not liking what T.I. says, then why are you talking about his kids? He didn't talk about this dude's son, his daughter. He talked about his wife. What does that have to do anything with what T.I. said? When in rap beef have anything been off limits? Is this a rap beef though? Well, I guess it's starting to turn into one, because so T.I., to my knowledge, T.I. released a snippet of a song, and then Kodak came out with a full song.
Yeah.
So I guess you could categorize this as rap beef now, but it didn't start from that.
Well, whenever two rappers to me are going at it, either if it's just a verbal interaction, it's beef to me. It just hasn't gone on wax.
Okay. So, clearly it's there now. And you're right. When it's on wax, then it ain't there's not really any. There's no holds barred. You can't say, "Oh, well, don't talk about my mama." Don't talk about the dead homies. So
absolutely.
I get that part. But prior to this, you talking about I don't know. I don't understand the reasoning or the nature of bringing his kids into it. I ain't even talking about on wax. I'm talking about just saying what he said.
I'm a grown man. How dare you tell me what to say, think, or feel? Who are you? Yeah, and then it go on from there.
I get that. And that's exactly what Kodak's. That's his thing. That's what he was saying. It's like, yo, I'm grown out here. If you had something to say, you could have said it to me. That's
the thing. Like, why does the game and why does T.I.? I'm pretty sure they got a contact that can
get in touch with
get in contact with Kodak. That's another clickbait on their end as well when we post social media. If it was that legit, that's for real, they would have touched base with that man and they would have had a sit down in private. No one would know about it.
But isn't that just kind of like the way the world works nowadays? It's like
it is.
We jump to the media. We jump to these social outlets.
It's an agenda for every agenda.
I feel you on that, and that resonates with the world today, and the way that things kind of formulate when we have a thought. If we have something that we want to say, even if it needs to be just said to one person, we tend to still tell the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this message was only for Kodak Black. But T.I. sent the message to the world.
Yeah. Now he got to be prepared for him to call his daughter everything to the world.
I get that. I get that.
You've opened
You're making
Pandora's
some very
box.
valid points.
And I'm not even on Kodak's side, but just in interaction, you have to be prepared for whenever you, like I always tell people, what kind of work we do, and we're in leadership, that whenever you make yourself the spokesperson for a team, you have to be prepared, not the team. Yeah. You have to be prepared for whatever brunt of action that's going to come after that,
and to be able to answer for it.
Absolutely.
Or speak to it.
Absolutely.
So I'm with you on that. That you're making some very valid points now, in regards to Kodak's side. Not that like you said, I don't agree with what he said, but being able to see the way that maybe his thought process was behind all of it makes me not change my mind, but have a little bit more of an understanding as to the way that he came about his actions. I still think he was wrong.
Oh yeah, he was wrong.
I still think the things that he said and the things that he did was again for shock value, or like you said, clickbait. But
would anybody say that T.I. was wrong? On that same video, he could have said, "Hey, if anybody can get in contact with the young brother Kodak, hit me in my DM. Kodak, hit me in my DM. We need to talk about some things, bro. I don't like how you moving." End the video.
Do you think he responds? Do you think Kodak responds to that?
We don't know, but that sounds more like an invite than, young brother, you out here doing all this, and this woman. You don't have to explain all of that. We know all of that.
Yeah,
communication has become lost in our society now. We don't know how to communicate. So now our conversations aren't really conversations, they're attacks.
Yeah.
Because it's so quick. Everything is so quick.
Or if it's a conversation, it's not a conversation really directed towards that person.
Absolutely.
It's a conversation directed toward the masses.
Yeah.
But it's just on a platform for that person to hear it.
So now T.I. gotta go and listen to Expeditiously. he gotta wear all that.
Expeditiously.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he called his rap, I guess you can call it beef.
Yeah.
I guess we can call it that now. I like the fact that he called it Expeditiously.
Because that's his word, boy.
That's T.I.'s word. So
no, he got that from Morgan Freeman and Lean on Me. He ain't read that, because that's where I got it from.
He ain't read that.
If you go do it expeditiously. Expeditiously sound like that mean fast, quick. Let me read. Let me take a look and see what that is.
Oh man,
T.I. ain't fooling nobody.
Hey.
Oh man, let me stop before he go say.
Steph, I'm gonna need to holler at you, bruh.
Cause I got some words. I got some words for him.
You got some words for him. You gonna mess him up on the vocabulary tip.
The subtleties of your opine is not conducive to my Pythagorean
theory. In conclusion,
in conjunction summation, synopsis.
Yo, oh man. So I definitely I ain't gonna say I changed my perspective. My perspective is the same, but you've definitely allowed me to see a different side of what Kodak may be thinking, and it makes sense. I guess I was just so turned off by the things that he said to Lauren London. It was just automatically like, man, I ain't trying to hit nothing at this clown saying after that. But listening to it and listening to the other side of it, obviously, again, I'm still, the dude is wrong.
Yeah, he's wrong.
But I can see why he got upset with the way that the game and the way that T.I. handled the altercation or handled the interaction. It's not altercation,
because Kodak,
the interaction.
Kodak strikes me as a jokester.
I can see that.
And if you know him as a comedian, his camp probably didn't think nothing about it. He probably was like, yo, that's a bad move. You probably shouldn't did that. But knowing how he is, that's just like if Chris Rock was to say something about that. As a comedian, does he get a flyer? Possibly.
Comedians do a lot of times because and then they hit with the that was too early, but it's their job to make us laugh.
And then that's being human. And Kodak at that moment, he can be a true speaker. How many other cats probably was feeling the same way?
That's true.
I'm reaching now. I'm going a little bit more deeper involved, but he's not the only one that felt that way.
I'm sure.
So you gotta take it with a grain of salt. It's a better way for T.I. and the game to approach. I can understand their approach, but I can see if they were in different industries, but being in the same industry, I'm sure that they could have gotten in contact with the young brother.
They could have. We know they got too many connections and too many outlets to not. If it's anybody you want to get in touch with, and because if they wanted to get in touch with them for a song, it would be just easy.
But this is life now. Everything is like you mentioned is on the tube. It's in the fast lane. I got my phone. Let me reach out right quick. But then you can't be upset if he's offended by what you've said. You have to be prepared for that. Hence your daughter.
Man, bro, I don't know. As a parent, I guess I couldn't be famous, dog. I could not. As soon as you say something about my kids, it's going down. Got to. I couldn't be famous. It's nah. My kids is off limits. I don't care what I did. I don't care what's going on. If you talk about my kids, I kill you.
No. I understand that. I understand what you're saying, but you said a key word. It's no such thing as no matter what I did, considering how the other person felt about what you did. Yeah. So that's what you're feeling.
That's true.
So that's the caveat.
On the flip side of that, I guess we all ain't raised the same. We don't all have the same, morals. We don't have the same values. We don't have the same upbringing and background. Because it's like I would never bring someone else's kids into anything. The children are innocent in my eyes. It's just like, they have nothing to do with what I got going on as a grown man. My business is my business. So you should be able to separate that. Now, I understand it's a little different because T.I., he's brought his children into the limelight. Yeah. So to speak. And now they're actually starting to venture off into their own individual persons, with what's his name? Damani?
Which one?
The one who rap.
Yeah.
The one who rap. And then his daughter, she in a group too. So, they starting to have their own, piece of stardom, and they are individuals. And let's not act like these are like babies. These they coming into their own, but still, these kids ain't got nothing. They ain't said nothing about Kodak. They ain't got nothing to do with none of that. So why even bring them up, dog?
My thing, once again, I know it sounds like a broken record. You have to be prepared for every reaction.
True.
So it's not defending Kodak, it's defending people. You have to be prepared for any, just like if you're playing the dozens with somebody, you have to be prepared with whatever that next cat is about to say. Yeah. You can't get mad or go off and jump my man and hit him in the mouth because he said something that you feel is off limits.
The line talking about my mama like
ain't
that.
As soon as an individual open their mouth and they say something, you have to be prepared for the good, the bad, and especially the ugly. You can't get offended because you the one that opened up the box.
You're right, because there ain't no ground rules when it comes to this. There's no parameters.
Because he wasn't talking to you. You place yourself in this situation. Granted, he was being a stand-up guy, being T.I. You were being a stand-up guy. I commend you for that. But you have to be prepared for a reaction.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess my thing now is where do you see this going?
Nowhere.
Do you think it dies?
Yeah, it just dies down. Yeah, it dies down pretty quickly.
Okay. I agree with that just because I think, first of all, T.I. has a lot more to lose than Kodak does, in my opinion. Again, this is all speculative. I think that T.I. lets this go He probably releases a song, but it doesn't go much further than this. I don't think it goes much further than just music.
I think T.I. has to let it go, one being the elder statesman between the two.
Yeah.
And if he continues to move forward, he can say he's trouble man, gutter man, tip all he want. He can't do anything with that life no more. He gonna be gone for a minute.
Yeah.
Kodak the same way, but I think the young cat
Kodak got
don't care about
enough of a rap sheet. Anyway.
Kodak seemed like he don't care about nothing.
Yeah.
Even if it's a gimmick, if it's a game, I don't know. But T.I. should be like, yo, ain't no getting to this brother. If he wants to get to him, he should get to him privately, or just leave it alone. Let Expeditiously be whatever it is, and you don't have to make a comeback track or nothing, because everybody know the stock you get out here as a philanthropist. You don't have to sully your name for Kodak.
I agree with that.
Just bygones be bygones. You said what you said. He said what he said. That's it. But Lauren sent you a text. Thank you for it. Blah blah blah. If she did that, and just let that be gone.
You think he lets it go?
I hope he does. I think he does.
He already recorded a track.
Who? T.I.?
T.I.
Well, if he releases it, he got to be prepared for some old Slim Shady stuff from Kodak. He got to be prepared.
He gonna come with something else crazy.
And T.I. can't get mad. He can't. When you go back on wax, you're in it now. Yeah. You got to be prepared for everything.
I dig that.
So, I just hope it just dies. It's to me, I took it as it was bad, but I'm like, Kodak, it doesn't surprise me. I didn't think one way of it at all. I'm like, that's Kodak being Kodak. That's just a dumb nigga. And I just move forward.
And yeah, you know what? It's that makes sense. I mean, it's sad though. It's sad that you say, okay, that's normal for him. Why?
You know what?
Why should that be the norm for him?
I used to say that myself, man, but I don't be feeling sorry for these cats now, man. I really don't, man, because granted, everybody didn't come up the way we did. Thank God we grew up two-parent households. Not saying he doesn't have that, but, we grew up with some standards, some morals.
Yeah.
Everybody not going to be the way you want them to be. That's what make the world the world. But on the flip side, I don't know, man. It is. It's so a cliche.
We accept the fact that he's just, as you put it, and as I think it, he's just a dumb nigga. We just accept the fact that he's just dumb.
I wouldn't say dumb. That was too harsh of a word.
I don't think so.
I think what Kodak is doing is, because I don't think his album came out, is strategically making waves.
Okay.
I think he's strategically making waves. We're probably going to see another video come soon, and maybe a month or two he'll be apologizing. That's how I think it works out if T.I. don't say anything, because he's going to get G checked.
They already said L.A. is a no-fly zone for dude.
Mm-hmm.
They already said L.A. is no-fly zone. And Big Boy, the radio personality, said he can't come to the show. What is Big Boy at? Is he in Cali?
Yeah.
Or is he
Cali?
Okay, I thought so. Power 106.
Yeah.
They banned him, and they said they ain't playing his music.
Yeah, that's for now. Because they said in Chicago they weren't playing R. Kelly, and I heard it the other day on GCI. So
you heard that they wasn't playing Kells up?
Yeah.
Oh, word?
Yeah, we weren't supposed to be playing R. Kelly.
I still play R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I definitely.
So stuff we live in the moment, but when the moment passes and that new hot come out, we be back on again.
Like the Gucci boycott.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely the Gucci boycott. That died down real quick.
Yeah.
That didn't ruffle too many feathers, and them waves died down quick.
And I know we wrapping up. Time is getting away, but when you mention boycott, I think whoever mentioned boycott, I know it's different, and I gotta kind of tread lightly here, but when Cardi said what she said about drugging the dudes,
yeah,
why wasn't why wasn't a big huff or puff? Because it's a woman. Granted, you can't compare that with rape and Bill Cosby. I would never do that. But the premise is the same.
Right, because you still wake up and you've been violated.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like my material wealth is gone. Obviously you can't equate that to sex with a woman and the physical violation, but yet and still
it is
you were drugged, you were manipulated, and then you were violated.
You don't know who reacts to what they're already taking.
That's true. Right.
So this, I don't think her past should have been as clean and swept under the rug as it should have been. Granted, it's too different. We're not placing rape and thievery in the same light. We're not. I'm just talking about the premise of drugging.
Yeah.
For something that you want. That's the same premise.
I agree. The fact that you drug somebody unwillingly to take advantage of them.
Yeah.
Let's just call it just that.
Yeah.
That's where what Bill did and what Cardi did match up in an exact science.
Yeah.
They drug somebody to take advantage of them.
Yep. And
you're right. There shouldn't be a difference. Not with the way they were scrutinized.
But with her,
no difference.
I don't even think it's a big deal anymore. It was a but, comma.
Yeah.
There's no but, comma in that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. I mean, it was. We got over that real quick. I ain't even gonna say got over, because I don't think it really ruffled enough feathers. It was
because it was a woman. If it was a dude,
it would have been World War III.
I drug her and I took all her Mac and I took her bag,
all of her Mac,
and gave it to my woman.
Yeah, it would have been a totally different thing. It would have been totally different. So I agree with that part. It's
but that pleased me dope, Cardi. I can get in front on that though. You and her and Bruno down on that. Man.
It is dope. It is dope. So I mean, man, I don't know. I'm with you in the fact that I feel like the I'm not gonna say the dynamic, but the backlash wasn't there as nearly as much as it was for Bill. Yeah. And I know it's different to an extent, but I think, like you said, the fact that you were drugging men and he was drugging women, it definitely played a huge role in it. Definitely played a huge role. I think it's a lot of things that need to be clarified in regards to the sexual standards between men and women. But that's a never-ending battle. You're right. That's a topic we could talk about for, I don't know, hours on end.
That's true.
With the way that things shape up with that, man. So I don't know, maybe we could say that for 26 or something. We'll spin it off.
I'm down.
In the meantime, man, let us know what y'all think about Lil Nas X, Old Town Road. Let us know about the Nas investments, or if it's any. They said it's over 100 plus investments. We only named like 10, somewhere around in there. So
Rhythm Spoons.
Rhythm Spoons. He invested in Rhythm Spoons. Yo, and definitely let us know y'all take on the whole Kodak Black TI thing. We got new platform. We on
Twitter.
We on the Twitter. Get your Twitter fingers ready.
Yep, at the Wrap Up Pod.
At the Wrap Up Pod. We still at the Wrap Up Podcast on all of the other platforms, but for Twitter it's at the Wrap Up Pod, POD. And keep on rocking with us, man. Y'all already know what it is. We gonna be back for episode 26. Maybe talk some more basketball.
Oh yeah, because it's still going. Yeah, no doubt.
Round 2 coming up. But that's it, man. That's a wrap. It's a bow on this one.
Yep.
Peace. Random Spoons.